Chances are, if you hold SOS Limited stock and you've been buying or you bought this couple of months ago, man, you're you're carrying a bag, right? I mean, personally, I do. I think I'm currently sitting on a 5,000 plus loss on this pose just because I thought the news around this company was actually very bullish by the time I bought, and my average is sitting around, I'm 490 or something. So right now, I'm almost more than 50% in the red. But how come is that even possible? While Ethereum and Bitcoin are both close to all-time highs. And when you compare companies that are actually also mining Ethereum and Bitcoin like SOS Limited is doing, I'm talking about Hut 8 Mining Corp. I mean, there is no comparison. Like today only, just today, Bitcoin gained 3.3%. All right, 3.3% on the day. Let's look at what SOS did. SOS barely moved. I mean, even though intraday it moved a little bit at 254, it is still very, very, very lower than what this is supposed to be trading, the level at which this is supposed to be trading compared to where Bitcoin is sitting. So let's do a little comparison here, okay? If we take the last month, the last month, going back to Bitcoin, last month we had what, 40%? 50% gain going from September 29 to today, October 25th. 50% increase in Bitcoin prices. Now, going back to SOS Limited, same period, right? Same period. September 29 and October 25th, only 20%. So in reality, seems like the price of SOS Limited, it's not following the increase into Bitcoin. But when you look at 8 Mining, for example, I chose 8 Mining because it's also a company mining Ethereum and Bitcoin. So it wouldn't be fair to compare this to to companies like BDBD or Marathon Digital Corp or Riot, because these companies are only mining Bitcoin. So SOS, because they are also mining Ethereum and Bitcoin, we all thought this is going to be a very, very bullish event, pushing the share price of SOS back to the 3s and the 4. But I mean, it's been almost 6 months now that we haven't barely touched the 3s, not even talking about the 4th. Well, when you look at Hut Mining for the last month, okay, same period, it gained 60%, more than Bitcoin did. More than Bitcoin did. And this is how stocks of miners are supposed to follow the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum, the prices of crypto. So this is where we stand. All right. This is the explanation or the comparison. So what does that mean for you holding SOS Limited? Should you sell and get into Hut? I will say always look at two faces, all right? This is where I see things, especially in the stock market. Let's look at the first side of the coin. Why you should actually sell. I mean, it will make sense to sell because so far, Bitcoin, it's steady at the 60,000 levels, and seems like we are on a bullish pattern, which if SOS doesn't follow that bullish pattern, you are potentially missing on some other runners like Hut, for example. So yeah, it will make sense for you regarding this point of view, to get rid and, take that loss and write that off on your tax return next year and then get into Hut. But on the other side, the flip side of things, Hut, it's at all-time high also. So any pullback from crypto might hurt the share price big time, right? And I think it would make more sense if you had an average cost here around maybe the 8 or maybe the 4s to actually have a meaningful, relevant gain into this miner. Now, when you weigh both of views into the balance, what is the final say? Personally, I will say it all depends on your strategy. If you think SOS as a company still have a lot of growth, a lot of value to add to the marketplace, long term, it will make sense. If you want to hold this and see how it behaves, how it evolves, when Bitcoin will be hitting the 100,000 or the 150,000 or the 500,000, then it will take years and years for that to happen. So you might want to hold on to your shares of SOS. But also keep in mind that SOS is a Chinese company. And lately, since January of this year, Chinese companies, especially within the crypto mining space, were very, very targeted because of, fraud, and short sellers just jump on it. So I would say, to end this video, guys, if you have time and if you're not in a hurry to get your capital, and if you don't have any issues with sitting on the loss, just sit on it. Just sit on it. If it was a short squeeze, a swing trade, a quick play, you got in and you average down in where you are sitting on multiple thousand shares or a couple of hundreds, and you have time, I will say just turn it into a long-term play. All right. But if you feel like you're tired and you can't get it anymore, well, get rid of those and make sure you write it off for your tax return next year.